So welcome guys back to another video in the channel. Today we are going to be doing a transfer update, as you can see from the thumbnail and from the title. Now it is the international break and I do want to talk about quite a bit of news that has been floating around the internet, the media. I just wanted to look at it, discuss it. Will Arsenal sign anyone in the January transfer window? It's not actually that far away. It's around 6-8 weeks away now, so we're not far off the January window. So I do want to make a transfer update. I'm not going to do this every single day, at least until the January window, but I'll do 1 or 2 a week or something like that, because there are a few players I do want to talk about. So getting into straight into the news, I want to talk about the main person we have been linked with ahead of this January transfer window, and that is Dominic Szoboszlai. So Szoboszlai, we don't really know much about this player. You know, he's one of Salzburg's, young players, huge prospect signings, and he's a player that could be available for around 17 million pounds plus add-ons that could rise it up to potentially 25 million pounds. That is the figure I have heard. You might hear other figures, but leave it in the comment section down below what figure you've heard. But the other clubs that have been linked with Szoboszlai have been Leipzig. Now I will go into Leipzig in a bit, because Leipzig I think will be our biggest competitors in the race for Szoboszlai. I'll tell you why in a bit. But the other club that have been interested is AC Milan. Apparently the agent has been saying that the AC Milan interest isn't that much and that Arsenal are real contenders to sign him. That's what his agent said, so that is probably the most reliable source you're going to get. And his agent has been speaking a lot, because the last few days in the internet, some was saying that apparently there was an agreement between Leipzig and Szoboszlai, because Leipzig are actually Salzburg's sister club, Red Bull RB. So yeah, they're sister clubs, and apparently since 2012 or something, 18 players have gone from Salzburg to Leipzig. So a lot of players have made the move, and Szoboszlai could be the next one on that list. Now the agent did talk on this Szoboszlai one, and the agent of RB Salzburg midfielder Dominic Szoboszlai has dismissed claims of an agreement with German sister club RB Leipzig. The Hungary international has been linked with Arsenal this week, and Matthias Esterhazy insists his client's future remains up in the air despite Salzburg and Leipzig's relationship. He said, in a quote, he told Index, Dominic Szoboszlai has no agreement with Leipzig or any other club, except of course his current club, Red Bull Salzburg. Bild are saying that Salzburg are seeking 20 million euros to sell Szoboszlai in 2021, and obviously the January transfer window is the first window to sign him. He has been quite good in the Champions League, scoring quite a few goals, and he has done very well in his league as well. And 2 other high profile players that have made the move from Salzburg to other big clubs include Takumi Minamino, who went to Liverpool for £7 million, and obviously the main one, Erling Braut Haaland, who went to Dortmund for around 25 to 27 million pounds. So not a lot of money. Now I do think this is a deal we can get done. I think it's a deal that is possibly one that we could do. Now, there are conflicting reports coming out of, David Ornstein. He's suggesting that Arsenal may not do as much in the January transfer window, or may not sign anyone. Now, if you do think about it, we do have a lot of players out of contract. So we have likes of Kolasinac, obviously the fraudster on 350 grand. We have Mustafi as well, Kolasinac, Socrates. Quite a bit of these players are out of contract, and obviously Lacazette will be going into his last year as well. So it's going to be a very strange one. Could we do any business in January, or will we just be looking ahead to the 2021 summer window? But to be honest, I want to think of the now, because we are in a bit of a mess at the moment. We do need that attacking midfielder, whether that's from the middle, from the wide areas. We need that player. I doubt with Aouar, a lot of people have been saying it could be a Jan Aouar or whatever. I just don't see Arsenal committing 50 million pounds in funds for Houssem Aouar. Yes, obviously, you could have, obviously it won't be 50 million pounds up front if we do sign him, but it will be 80, it will be in installments, but you know what I mean, it will be committing 50 million pounds. But I just don't see Arsenal doing that. And we're just going to have a little read of an article about Arsenal's 2021 plans, what David Ornstein has suggested. And apparently Arsenal are working on plans to make signings in 2 different positions in the summer of 2021 as they look to plan ahead in their attempts to further build Mikel Arteta's squad. The Gunners are not expected to do much business in the upcoming January window, but then the following market could have plenty of incomings and outgoing movement. The North London club was surprisingly busy in the summer market just gone, signing Willian, Gabriel, Runarsson, Partey, as well as Cedric and Pablo Maria on a permanent basis. But Arteta's squad is far from constructed, as shown by the fact that Arsenal have lost on 4 of their first 8 matches of the Premier League. Obviously, Szoboszlai and Houssem Aouar will be the main targets going into and the January window. But David Ornstein spoke on a show. He said that the truth is, I'm not sure about an attacking midfielder coming into Arsenal in the January window. What I'm hearing is that Arsenal are well ahead in their planning for the window of summer 2021, and talks are taking place about potential recruits. So that is quite big as well. And Ornstein went on to say that the summer is when the likes of Ozil, Socrates, Mustafi and Luiz are out of contract. The sense I get is that they will be looking, understandably, to bring in a creative midfielder in the number 10 role, but perhaps who could operate towards the right as well, because they're fairly stocked on the left. Of course, they pursued the signing of Houssem Aouar and Lyon. I don't imagine that interest will go away. There have been plenty of links with the young Salzburg player, but I don't have any information on that. And apparently, we are looking at a right-sided centre-back as well. That's what David Ornstein has said. Now, I will look at a right-sided centre-back in a bit, someone at Bayern, but we've also been linked with Ibrahima Konate as well. I've not got too much information on that, so I'm probably not going to put that in the title, but it does look like that we are planning well ahead. We are planning ahead to the summer window, which again, it's good. We're being proactive, but again, we all know what's gonna happen next summer. We're gonna roll on and on and on and on and on, and then make some late move. That's what we'll do. So we're probably not planning, but I do assume we're gonna have a lot of money next summer. But I just don't think we're gonna, sell a lot of players in January, because they will have 6 months left. So they'll probably be negotiating deals with a pre-contract signing with another club. So I doubt we'll do much business. I don't see us doing much. I could see us maybe going after a Szoboszlai. I'm pushing it to say that. But again, we'll just have to see how it pans out. Will Arsenal commit around 20 odd million pounds to sign Szoboszlai? It would be a risk. It would be a huge risk, because he's a player that, he hasn't proven it at the top level in a top league, but he has definitely proven it in the Champions League that he can play for a bigger club and that he is ready to make a move in 2021. But it'll be a very interesting one and one to look out for. But what's your thoughts on Dominic Szoboszlai? Would you bring him in? Would you not bring him in? Is he a player that could help us, or would you rather bring in Houssem Aouar? But yeah, that's another one. But another player I want to look at that could be an alternative to Dominic Szoboszlai is that Arsenal apparently reviving interest in former Unai Emery transfer target Christopher Nkunku. Arsenal are reportedly plotting a bid to sign Leipzig star Nkunku after missing out on the midfielder in 2019. Nkunku, who is now 22 years old, has quickly settled into life into Germany since his £12 million move from Paris Saint-Germain ahead of the 1920 campaign, racking up 6 goals and 19 assists in his opening 55 league games. But Nkunku is attracting interest from all corners of Europe with his outstanding performances in the Bundesliga, and could be soon on the move with Lyon and a host of Premier League sides, including Arsenal, keeping tabs on the French reporting. According to German publication Sport Bio, the prospect of landing in Nkunku is exciting several English teams, including Arsenal, who are dealing with the former PSG star. He has a hefty asking price of £35 million, so it's definitely more than Szoboszlai, and I think these two players are probably on a similar level. So again, and he does have a contract until 2024, so again, if a bidding war does happen, then Arsenal will probably be behind. I doubt Arsenal will commit £35 million to someone like Christopher Nkunku, but he is definitely an opportunity. He is a very young player as well. Unai Emery wanted him, we didn't get him, and he is doing very well at Leipzig, so he could be a potential alternative to Dominic Szoboszlai. But we are definitely looking at an attacking midfielder. Will we sign one in the January transfer window is another question. I doubt we will, but again, we don't know, do we? And the next player I do want to talk about is a player that we were actually linked with in the summer. I did talk about him a bit, and it's about Boateng, Jerome Boateng. He obviously still plays for Bayern Munich. Now again, he hasn't been part of their squad as much, he hasn't been so instrumental as he used to do, so many years ago, and he is still a top level centre back. I think I would compare him to someone like Thiago Silva, and that he's a very physical player, but I think for the modern game, for right now, he's possibly not the best option, because he's not the fastest. He has got a bit of pace, but again, he isn't a fastest centre back, and I doubt he'll be able to cope, especially in such a fast league like the Premier League. Boateng, Tottenham have also been linked with him. Jose Mourinho's side looks like they want to bring him in as well, and I think he is out of contract, if I'm right in saying, but he does, have a lot in wages. It's said to be above £200,000 a week, so that would be a sticking point for Arsenal if we were to go after Jerome Boateng. But I think I think, no, I don't think it's someone we have to bring in. You know, we've brought in so many of these sorts of deadwood centre-backs, like David Luiz has been one of them, Socrates has been one of them, and I think we have to move beyond that now, and I think we are starting to go in the right direction with Gabriel, and obviously Saliba. Yes, he can't get a game, but hopefully he can progress, and I think we are going the right direction with centre-backs, and I think the other one we talked about, which was Ibrahim Konate, you know, he would be someone much better. He would be sort of that Gabriel sort of player in that aspect, you know, but for the right-sided centre-back. And I think since we are letting go of so many of because their contracts are running out, we're not going to give them new contracts. Hopefully not anyway, because they're pretty much dead players. And I think we just have to move on from them. And I think maybe someone like Boateng, possibly, I wouldn't rule it. Look, I wouldn't be mad if we signed him, but again, I wouldn't be, going all out trying to say, go, sign him. I won't be like that either. So I'm a bit in the middle with Boateng, but I think the one sticking point for me is his wages. Yeah, that's a lot. I think he would have to go down on his wages if he were to come to Arsenal, but that is the news that we have been linked with Jerome Boateng. To finish this video, I want to talk about two young players that we have been linked with. I don't think you'd ever heard of them before, but I do want to mention them just in case anyone doesn't know, and we'll just have a quick look at them. First of all, we are going to be looking at Brenner. Arsenal are reportedly interested in signing young Brazilian striker Brenner, but face a transfer battle with 5 other clubs. Now, as you can see with the Szoboszlai and the Nkunku, I did do like a bit of a fact file for each player. Now, I don't know much about these players. Interest is very early at the stage, so I'm not going to include much on these ones. But Calcio Mercato claims a Sao Paulo star who's 20 years old has caught Mikel Arteta's eye with some stunning performances, according to his report this season. He scored 15 goals, assisted a further 3 in just 25 games. That works out as a goal every 94 minutes with his performances, also helping Sao Paulo go unbeaten since September. And despite already boasting a young Brazilian forward in Gabriel Martinelli, Arsenal could be set to add another to their ranks. However, Brenner is also wanted by Juventus, Lazio and AC Milan. He is eligible for an Italian passport thanks to relatives on his mother's side. There is also interest from fellow European sides Paris Saint-Germain and Ajax, and Brenner won't come cheap too. He has a release clause in his contract for foreign sides worth £45 million. However, the report adds Sao Paulo could be willing to drop his price significantly more for a more reasonable fee next summer. Arsenal's reported interest in Brenner comes as record signing Nicolas Pepe claims he is frustrated with his bit part role this season, and he did say in a report with another news outlet that he is frustrated. Now, again, we are linked with another Brazilian player. That's all Edu can do at the moment. There was a report that apparently Jude Bellingham was an option for him, and he said, I have no clue who that is. That just proves, all he's good at is Brazilian players. Now, again, he is a forward, so maybe it's all not doom and gloom, but, he seems very similar to Gabriel Martinelli, and when he's so good, why do we need this player? But we have been linked with him, and that is the news that Brenner has been linked with Arsenal from Sao Paulo. If you know anything about him, leave it in the comment section down below. The next player we're going to talk is a player from Lille, and it is Youssef Yazissi. Arsenal reportedly following Lille midfielder Youssef Yazissi. The Daily Mail says Mikel Arteta's side are tracking the 23-year-old attacking midfielder following some stunning performances this season. Again, stunning again. What is this going on? Yazissi has scored 7 goals in just 8 games for Lille, including 2 hat-tricks in the Europa League. That's a huge improvement on his first season for the French side, where he only scored just once in 25 games. Before he moved to Liga, Yazissi was a star in Turkey with Super League side Trabzonspor, where he netted 22 goals in 100 games. The playmaker has also won 24 caps for his country, which is Turkey, and some believe Yazissi is the natural successor to German icon Mesut Ozil, who is currently exiled at the Emirates. Now, again, I don't know much about Youssef Yazissi, but I do know he is from Lille, and when Arsenal are interested in a Lille player, it normally comes to fruition. Obviously, one example being Nicolas Pepe and Gabriel Magalhaes, who did come for a combined fee join Arsenal for £100 million. And yeah, Arsenal do have a good relationship with Lille, and maybe Youssef Yazissi is another one who could be on Arsenal's radar. Again, I don't know too much about him, so I'm not going to speak too much about him, but he is another player we have been linked with. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you do want to see more Arsenal transfer updates, here and there, please let me know. But in the January window, we'll be trying to do 3 of these a week. Again, not much news in January, but we will keep up to date as much as possible. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.